Hey, Scorpio. So, funny story. I tried to do your reading a couple times last night, and it just didn't feel right. Like I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into your energy. And then today, something happened in my life that totally turned my life upside down. And not necessarily in a bad way, but it wasn't a good way either. And I did make that video about my tower moment and that it's been building and building and building, and I've been kind of fighting against it. And then the tower came down today. And then I was like, damn, Jupiter in Scorpio. Which, it happens. And like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable. And I kind of saw it coming. But, yeah, today was that day. So it's really interesting that you guys are the last sign that I'm doing. And it's really interesting that today is the day that felt right to do it. And I'm not saying that I wanted to do it because my tower fell. But the tower is the Scorpio card. And the tower is something has to fall to be rebuilt. The death card is something has to die to be reborn. And I felt like today something died to be reborn. So I almost want to say thank you for being that sign. For, you guys teach everybody that lesson. And sometimes it's not easy for even you to transform. It's like sometimes you don't do it well. As nobody really does. But, we need you guys in our lives. We need your sign. We need to have you there to remind us that life is not always exactly the way we want it to be. And fantastic. Oh my gosh, fantastic. There's only like one bad card here. So we have the Hanged Man. And yeah, this can be a bad card, but it's really also about putting yourself in a position where you have to stay stuck for a minute to think about things. In the Rider-Waite deck or the traditional tarot, it's like an enlightened man putting himself here. And this guy looks really stuck. He's like tied to a tree. We also have the Star card, which is the Aquarius card. So there could be an Aquarius in your life. However, with the Hanged Man, I feel like you've put yourself there in a stuck position to think about, what are your wishes in life? What are your dreams? What are you striving for? We have the Hierophant, which could also be very controlling. It talks about the institution. It talks about higher learning, knowledge, spiritual aspects. But it's also, and the Taurus card. But in this deck, it looks like these people are being controlled. So maybe you feel like you're kind of in a controlled environment, stuck in this environment, wanting to have these wishes fulfilled. And you might be fighting. You might be in a battle with yourself or with external environment. The Nine of Wands, usually this is a woman or a man who is done with the war, and he's bandaged and he's bruised, but he's looking back into the past at the war. And this woman is like ready for action. She's like ready to go for it, I feel like you guys are kind of fighting that urge to want to move forward, to get out of a controlling environment or a very stuck state. Maybe you're controlling that stuck state. And there's the Knight of Pentacles. So there could be an earth sign in your life as well. Could be a Taurus. But this is very slow movement. This is feeling a little bit stuck. This is feeling like you can't go anywhere. Like, where am I going? Why am I feeling so stuck? Because you have choices, Two of Pentacles, deciding between work and family, deciding between a relationship, or, maybe I want to date this person or this person, whatever it is, whatever choice you have, do I want to move? Do I want to stay? Whatever choice you have, you feel like you can't move forward on it. And you're kind of like, you're battling that. And you feel like you don't have control over the situation. You feel stuck, right? And so we have the Six of Cups, which is like having a soulmate connection. Having that very special person in your life who stands beside you, who kind of nudges you along, gets you out of that hanged man position. And it's a pretty strong relationship. Could be a Gemini in your life, but you know, the Lover's card really speaks of having that kind of union that you can count on. The full moon is in Gemini on Saturday. It's also Mercury retrograde, as I try and get that out, of course. And Mercury is the sign of Gemini, so there's going to be like a stop, go, stop, go, stop, go kind of effect. And I've had some Mercury retrograde issues myself, electronic, you know, whatever, take your pick. But just knowing that you have somebody beside you while you're having either this internal battle or external battle could really help you get unstuck, or maybe you're feeling stuck because of this relationship. Page of Wands. We talked about how you were looking at all the details, which is really funny because I realized after I did the Aquarius video at the end of November, it was the same title. And I didn't realize I did that. And then I'm like, I'm not changing that. I'm not changing that. It might have like impacted Scorpios and Aquarians at the same time. But this is, you know, the Page of Wands is looking at all the details, listening very carefully, hearing what you need to hear. And then we have the Page of Swords. Having that conversation. It's like the back and forth effect here. You talk, you listen, you talk, you listen. And maybe this is why this is what you're fighting. This is what you're juggling is, do I have that conversation? How is that conversation going to come out? Will this be good for me? Will this help me move forward to my wishes and hopes and dreams? Or is it going to hold me back? Is it going to keep me stagnant? But it could bring clarity. It could be an Ace of Wands moment. It could be an opportunity that looks a lot better than you think it will be. So, I mean, okay, so really what I'm seeing here is that you're possibly in a spot right now of where do I go? And how am I going to get there? And why do I feel like I'm just standing? Neptune went into Pisces also. And so with Neptune in Pisces, the Gemini full moon, Mercury going retrograde, Jupiter went into your sign. It's like the communication aspect of everybody. Gemini moon and Neptune in Pisces. I'm sorry, Neptune's been in Pisces, but it just went direct. That's like the emotional aspect of wanting to have that conversation, wanting to move forward, wanting to do things. And then we get to Mercury retrograde. And this is the end of November still, so we're just in the shadow period. But once we get to Mercury retrograde and it goes retrograde on the 2nd of December, it's like so hard to have that conversation. And even now, it's hard to spit words out. It's hard to say things. So this very energy right here, being stuck, is totally on point. Of course you're going to feel this way if you don't really know what to say. And this could be in a job, but I really feel like it's either with a Gemini in a job or it's with a really important relationship in your life that maybe you didn't even realize this was the opportunity you needed. Maybe you didn't realize this was the important relationship you needed in your life. And so maybe you cut that off. Maybe you need to listen. Maybe you need to go back and look at the details of it and think, was this really what I was this my hopes and dreams? And I let it go and I'm fighting myself about it? What am I juggling? Why am I juggling it? What's the question here? When we find out the question, we get the answer. When we find out the question, we get the ace. The ace comes along. A lot of people have asked me why I've been wearing hats this whole time. It's because it's winter and my hair sucks in the winter time. It's very flat. Which is funny because in the summer it's very not flat. So anyway, I've just had a lot of questions about that. So I thought I'd put that out there before people started saying things. Anyway, so Scorpio, what do we do when we're stuck and we need to listen and we need to have a conversation? What do we do? I actually want to look here. Okay. Is there a fire sign in your life? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Is there a fire sign that you thought was this really big relationship, but you were begging and begging and begging for something from them? Because the Page of Cups here, there are two people down here looking at that guy who's drinking all the water and not sharing it. And they're like, just give me something. Just give me a little something, some nourishment. And it was a burden, a 10 of Wands burden. It was that kind of relationship where it's like, why do I have to constantly be burdened by this? It could be an Aries. We have the Empress. It could also be that once you realized that this is what was making you sad, if this was a 5 of Cups moment, this wasn't the relationship because you were begging. I feel like this might have been a relationship you had to let go of to get to the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups moment. And then you're stagnant after that. And it's almost like you guys didn't stay in this 5 of Cups moment for very long. Because we have 5 of Cups, we have 9 of Wands. Sure, you're fighting with yourself. What did I do? What happened? Where did it go? And maybe that's the juggling act. Maybe that's why you're so stuck. Because you're like, what happened? I still don't understand. So in the beginning of December, there's either a possible conversation that's going to happen, or you're going to realize that this was not your Ace of Wands and Ace of Cups moment. Whatever that was left in the past, because this is also 6 of Cups is looking back in the past. Whatever this big relationship you thought it was not your Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands moment, and you didn't, and maybe something else came in. Maybe something else will come in December. And it'll feel better, and it'll make sense. And you won't feel stuck anymore. It won't feel like much of a burden. It won't feel so bad. Or maybe you'll reconcile. You'll have that conversation. You will listen carefully. Because it's a heavy load that you're carrying, and you were like begging for that emotional support. But I feel like you have something else. I feel like you have something else coming. Or it's already come into your life and you're trying to decide, do I fight for this? Do I let it go? Or you're in a relationship now. Do I fight for this? Do I let it go? Could there be something better? There could be something better, either within your relationship, renewing it, or something new coming in. Whatever works for you. So I'm excited to see what the second half of December is. Please text me on the InstantGo app if you have an iPhone. Make sure when you do text me, you give me your sun sign and whoever else is involved, their sun sign. That's really helpful. And the link is below. Everybody who has donated to this channel, thank you so much. It is keeping this channel going. And without those donations, really, I don't think that I would have to get another job, and it would be impossible with how busy I am to get another job. So appreciated. I am like blessed to have everybody, all my subscribers. I'm just blessed with everybody. And if you would like to donate, the link is also below. All of the reading specials are still going for December, so take advantage of that if you would like to. And I am offering a 2018 forecast. That is a new reading that I am going to do. I will be doing general 2018, like the first half of 2018, just so you guys can kind of get an idea of how the reading's going to be. And kind of depends on my time as it goes this month, but should be pretty cool. I have already done one for a friend of mine, and they really enjoyed it. So, and what else? Oh, I'm traveling. This weekend coming up, I will be in Woodbine, Iowa. If you're anywhere in that area, let me know. I will give you the information. The second week in December, I will be in East Pennsylvania. If you would like that information, email me and I will let you know. And then after the first of the year, I'm hoping to get over to the East Coast. I'm going to start in Florida. So I hope you guys are finishing up November in an excellent way. And I will see you guys for the second half of December and the 2018 forecast. Bye.